Hey, welcome to our human movement class. I know many of you have been waiting for this for quite a while, but I'm excited to release this to you guys in an online platform where you can do this class whenever works for you. Morning, afternoon, night, whatever day of the week. You'll be able to do some stuff that is going to help take care of your body and keep you feeling good for many years, I hope. Hey, when we do human movement, we're always focusing on two things as our primary focus. Thing one is joint mobility. This is actually what your joint is capable of with you moving it under control. The second is flexibility, which is using a PVC pipe or a chair or another implement. How can your joint be put in a position to produce flexibility and produce a stretch? And they're different things, and we always want to do a little bit of both. So we're going to start our session very shortly. We're going to spend about 10 minutes doing some joint mobility, and then we're going to head into joint flexibility afterwards. Cool? So here we go. Hit pause real quick if you need to. You're going to need a broomstick, dowel, PVC pipe, something like that. And we're going to be on our knees today, so you might need a pillow or a yoga mat or something you find comfortable to kneel on. Let's get going. So we're going to start off with joint mobility, like I said, and we're going to start with the most important part of the body, which is our spine, starting with our neck. So let's start off with some neck flexion and extension. Really simply, trying to not move any other part of your body. I'm going to have you guys with me bow your head, try and touch your chin to your chest, and then you're going to take your time, and you're gently going to arch your neck backwards as much as you feel comfortable. Okay, we're going to go back and forth with that a few more times, nice and gently. And I just want to make sure that you're not feeling any pinching as you go backwards. And if you are, you're just going to limit how much you bring your neck backwards. So chin down to your collarbone, head back. Good. Next, some simple rotation. Same thing. I'm going to try and keep everything that's not my neck really still here. So think like shoulder blades, collarbone. Don't let them move. I'm going to peek over one shoulder gently as far as I can go without engaging other parts of my body. And then I'm going to go to the other side. And let's go back and forth here 3, 4, 5 times. If you want to, you can use a little exhale when you're reaching your end range. And don't go into anything uncomfortable, right? Staying in something that is accessible, nice gentle stretch. Let's do one more because that just feels awesome. I love moving neck. Last rotation. Nice. Now we're going to do some neck rotations. If you're new to this, just take it easy. And like the backwards cue I gave you, if you feel any uncomfortable pinching, just make the rotation, the circle we're about to do with our neck, smaller, and that'll take care of it. So let's get your hands on your stomach. And same thing, I want you to feel kind of grounded. Maybe bend your knees a little bit, that you're not going to start to move through your upper back. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest. You're going to trace your collarbone. We'll say we'll go to the right. You're going to look over that right shoulder like you're checking your right blind spot. You're going to start to tilt your chin to the ceiling. You're going to look up and arch backwards. Gently roll over to the left shoulder. Gently trace the left collarbone down. Let's do one or two more, gentle reps. You're not going too aggressive into your range. Just like so. Last one, trace the collarbone to the right. Look over the right shoulder, check the blind spot. Tip the head back, bring the chin up. Nice. When you get back down to the bottom here, we're just going to reverse. Trace small collarbone, look over the left shoulder, bob the head back. Oh man, does that not feel good? Tell me that does not feel awesome. If you're a little bit new to moving your neck around, this might be uncomfortable. That is normal. But if you get in the habit of moving your neck on a daily basis through a couple ranges of motion like what we just did, this will feel increasingly better for you. Awesome. Making your way back down to the start position. Whew. All right, neck is feeling lively. We're going to do some Jefferson curls now, okay? Watch for the first time if you need to. If you're not familiar, hit pause, restart, because we want to make sure that we do this well. I'm going to softly bend my neck down. I'm going to begin to slide my legs down, my arms down my legs, excuse me. I'm going to round my spine nice and gradually. And I'm going to go as low as I feel comfortable, which is maybe touching my toes or going all the way down. And then in the bottom, you can bend your knees to stand up for like a safe reset, or you can reverse it with straight legs, which is what I'm about to do next. Chin tucks around my upper back, my hands slide down my legs, my knees are straight. I'm going to exhale, I'm going to be nice and patient, and as I come up now, I'm going to keep my knees straight. You can bend them again. Let's get 2 more. If the way down's a little sensitive or you're quite restricted, simply bend your knees a bit and that'll help you out. Let's get a little pause on the floor or touching your ankles wherever you're at. And gently make your way up. Awesome. Hope the spine is starting to feel a little better after the neck movements, after the Jefferson curls. Let's do some shoulder stuff. So once you take your hand, I want you to point your palm towards me. We're going to lift that hand up towards the ceiling. We're going to reach our thumb backwards now. Reach the palm out, down, and just a really easy shoulder circle, okay? If you forget the jargon of what your hand's supposed to be doing, that's okay. I want you focusing on palm up, thumb back, palm outwards, soft rotation and down. And just like the neck rotations we talked about, if you're feeling any pinching anywhere, just make the movement smaller and it'll be more gentle. Last one. And know how my elbow's always straight, right? Now I'm going to go reverse. So I'm going to think palm backwards and up. I'm going to rotate outwards, pull the hand in and down. Okay? Just like so. We're going to match our reps here, so we're going to do about 3 more. And also note how still I'm trying to be within my torso. I'm trying not to rotate with my back. I'm keeping my chest facing a given direction and using my shoulder through the range of motion it has. Again, this is joint mobility. Let's switch sides. Other arm, palm up, thumb back, palm out, soft rotation and down. And for your shoulders, if we look at you from the side, the more of a circle we can see from the side, okay, the healthier our shoulder is. If we see kind of like a triangle, we know we have a shoulder that's not doing very well. So we want that circle to we want that shoulder to look more and more like a circle as we do our rotations. Other way. And we're thinking not force anything too much. 3 more easy reps. Elbow straight. Nice. Awesome, guys. Next, we're going to move our shoulder blades, the often neglected shoulder blades. I want you to have your hands out in front of you like you're driving a big bus, okay, or your car, whatever you prefer. Don't let the steering wheel move, okay? I'm sure that when you drive your car, your steering wheel doesn't magically change positions. Keep that steering wheel in one position, okay? I don't want to see your arms angling or bending. Watching closely, I'm going to have you pull that steering wheel to you, but it's in the same height. Pull your shoulder blades down, roll them forwards, pull your shoulder blades up, and repeat. And so what we can see here is the hands are almost staying in the same position the whole time. Our shoulder blades are moving up, down, back, and forth. And just like our other movements, we're going to do about 5 of these. And 1 more, really squeeze those shoulder blades up, back, hold a nice pause here, press them down, distance the ear away from the shoulders, and forwards. And now reverse. Down, back, up, forwards. And what you should feel here too is, of course, the elbows are actually not bending. My shoulders are getting a little toasty. Maybe yours are too, holding the arms out here. Awesome. We're going to do 1 more. Back, up, forwards, down, back. Whew. Give it a little shaky shake. Awesome. We're going to do a little bit of lower body mobility again, or now. And same thing, right? We're thinking we're moving our joint through a range of motion. We're going to do the stretching after that. Because right now your upper body, shoulder blades, neck, and spine, it should feel nice and warm, right? Now it's prepared to do some more aggressive stretching. Okay, for the next drill, you guys might need a wall, you might need a chair. I'm gonna show you from the side first and then from the front as well. Many of you know it if you've worked with me before. It's our hip controlled articulate rotation. We want this to be pretty easy today. This is not super intense, this is just gentle. So, with your hands on your support, wall, couch, dog, ottoman, whatever, gonna have you bring your opposite knee up to your support hand. You're gonna gently reach that knee out. You're gonna think about keeping the knee somewhat high as you lift the ankle and stomp backwards. You might feel a little bite in the outer hip. You're gonna lower that leg down and repeat. Knee up, knee out, backwards and down. We're gonna do 2 more. And again, this is easy. This is not a big range of motion. I'm not doing this with max intensity. Number 4, knee up, knee out. Keep the heel high as I stomp backwards and down. What you can also see is that my knee is always bent at 90 degrees. Now we're gonna reverse. I'm gonna lift my knee out the side towards you guys. Up and in. Let's do 3 more. I'm gonna do my best to balance on one leg and show what this looks like from the side now, okay? Knee is bent. I'm gonna lift outwards, up, in, and down. 2 more. Okay. And if you're watching, note how still my side hip here is. This hip is not rotating at all. Good, let's switch legs. From the front again, knee up, knee out. I stomp the heel backwards while I bring it up and down. And again, up, out, stomp backwards, heels high, just like so. So this leg is not rotating, it's not pivoting, because that helps me isolate the working side hip. It's tough. Nice. Other direction. Knee out, up, in and down. I like to think about bringing my knee up to my armpit. I find that a really good cue. Let's do 2 more. If you're like, geez Louise, well this is a lot of work. I thought we were doing mobility. It's like, yeah, it takes work to keep your joints healthy. Nice. Hope the hips are feeling lively. Last thing before we get into stretches, let's do some ankle rotations. So if you need it, you're gonna grab your wall for help or you're gonna grab your chair. Gonna have you take one leg off the floor and just point that toe towards the floor like so. You're then gonna try and peek the toes outwards, pull them back to your knee, to your shin, pull the toes in, down, and repeat. And we're gonna do 5 per direction, so light intensity. This is what our ankle can honestly produce with mobility. What kind of flexion does it have? What kind of rotation does it have? 1 more. Other way. And we're doing these rotations really simple today. Sometimes we'll do this very slowly, max effort. It'll be quite intense. But today it's really gentle. So just think about the 4 directions. In with the toes, back, out, and down. And that's just a great general movement prep for the ankle. A good thing to do on a daily basis. Other side. Again, think about your 4 directions. In, back, out, down. About 2 or 3 more. Change directions. Out, back, in, and down. And if I was to draw an X on my leg here, like a giant tattoo, you'll see that X is not shifting because I'm not moving my hip joint. I'm just moving through my ankle. So give yourself a little check, okay, reality check. What am I using here? Am I just using my ankle or am I trying to compensate with other things? Awesome, nice. Give that a little shaky shake. So that wasn't a full body session, but that was a pretty good joint mobility session. Hope you guys feel awesome from that. More is yet to come. Let's grab your mat, okay? Yeah, yoga mat kind of bundled up like this. Or if you have a pillow or a cushion you want to use, doesn't really matter. We're going to do our favorite diagonal stretch, but we're gonna do it in a half kneeling position today. So I have my right leg up, my left knee down. Situate yourself in a position so that you can mirror this, because it'll just be helpful with the cues. With my back foot, I can be extended through my toe like so, or I can relax the toe down. Either's fine. I find this a little bit harder for balance, but for some people who have feet issues, this might be a little bit intrusive, so you can pick. Our left knee's down. We're gonna take our left hand and put it somewhere on our chest, okay? Chest or shoulder. We're then gonna rotate over our forward lunge leg, hello? And I'm gonna tap my hamstring, knee, calf, Achilles, heel, or arch of my foot. I'm then gonna gently disengage, and then I'm just gonna tap something, okay? Whatever your target is, maybe it's your hamstring, maybe it's your calf. I want something that's fairly accessible, okay? This is obviously a spine-based movement, but you're also gonna feel quite a bit, of your hip and your quad. We're gonna do about 3 more, tapping a target, okay? Heel harder, calf easier. And then we're gonna hold. I want you to find a position that for you is accessible. For me, it's gonna be here. And we're gonna hold for 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently exit on out. Nice, take a second, not too long, to switch sides. Gonna have my left leg up towards you guys now. So my right knee is down, put my right hand on my chest, and we're gonna repeat, other side, right into it. Start a little bit easy, whether you're familiar with this or not. Okay? And the target points I said, they're just arbitrary. Maybe it's ankle bone, right? Maybe it's your kneecap. I like to think about rotating and softly arching my spine to find my target, because I want all of that stuff. I want to work on my spine mobility and my hips, and this is a great drill to do both simultaneously. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to add that 10-second pause just like the first leg. Something you can hold now, 10 seconds. 8, 7, breathe, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Good. Gently make your way out of that. Need you guys to grab our stick, okay? Broomstick, golf club, hockey stick, doesn't matter. Go grab that thing if you don't have it right now. We're gonna do some shoulder mobility, okay? Specifically, what we're gonna work on is our overhead flexibility, okay? I'm gonna step back so you can see this. Grab your stick with your thumbs wrapped around, or your golf club, okay? I want you to harden your belly, and I don't want you to move through your spine and rib cage. While with me, you bring that stick, that object overhead as smoothly as you can. We'll do 5 from the front here, okay? My elbows are nice and straight, they're not bending. So you're only gonna go as high as you can with straight elbows, okay? 1 or 2 more from the front. I want your glutes a little bit tight, your abs a little bit tight, and your rib cage down and neutral. From the side, here's what we're looking for. A smooth, slow pull, and I'm not using my low back to compensate at all. So as I get to my end ranges, it doesn't start to look like this. So belly tight, butt tight, rib cage down. Let's do 1 more. And add a pause here. I want you to think about constantly reaching your knuckles backwards behind you, okay? And you should feel the back of your shoulders start to softly burn. No pinching though. If you have some pinching, you gotta come out of your range or just relax out of the movement. Good, nice. That should feel good. Again, that's for helping our overhead mobility, right? Let's go back to our diagonal stretch. We're gonna do a second round and just 2 rounds today. This is not gonna be an overly long session. If you wanna pause the video and add a 3rd set, you are more than welcome to. Let's get our left hand on our chest, right leg's up. 10 repetitions. Take your time as you find your target, because we don't wanna rush. The reason why we don't wanna rush, just like we did 5 rotations of all of our joint mobility stuff, is it takes time for our body to respond. This is why not everyone can do the splits. It takes some work, so embrace the suck. If this is difficult for you, be gentle, but also be patient. Let's do 2 more. Rotate if you want to arch a little bit more with your back. Okay, you're a little bit more back flexible. And arch up, find your position, and let's hold for 10 seconds. What I'm also going to do in this set is I'm going to try and push my hip towards the opposite wall, and that's going to generate a larger quad and hip stretch. Holding on for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Awesome. Other side. No rest, just a transition right away. Right hand up because my right knee's down. Soft rotation. Give yourself 2 or 3 practice reps that are easy. And then your last 7 I want moderate or challenging to reach if you are used to the diagonal stretch. If it's your first time, keep this easy. Hamstring, not really moving my spine much. That's all good. Let's get 1 more. Who knows how many reps we're actually doing? Maybe you just did 12. Holding for 10 seconds. Open up the chest if you feel comfortable. Push your hip to the opposite wall and hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Gently step on out. Let's get rid of our mat. We don't need that anymore. We're going to go through our second set of our shoulder flexion. Now, what you may have experienced in your diagonal stretch is the second set felt a lot better. Okay? It's going to feel the same with your shoulder flexion. So if you want to do a third set, you're more than welcome to. We're just doing 2 in the video though. Okay, belly, butt, rib cage a little bit tight. Lift that stick honestly as high as you can over your head. And I want you to have the same tempo up, so you bring that stick overhead, as the tempo down. So you're not going to whip it behind you, and you're also not going to just let the stick crash on the way down. You're going to resist it. Let's add a little bit of emphasis now that you're going to pull that stick up and behind you. Pull your knuckles behind you. Try not to ruin the paint on your walls. Let's do 2 more. Elbows are straight. Pull knuckles up, pull knuckles backwards. Awesome. Nice. Keep that stick nearby because we're going to need it again. We don't rest in the human movement sessions. We're going to go right into our next stretch, which is going to be one of my all-time favorites. Single-legged good morning stretch. Okay? We're going to start really easy, and then I'm going to show you moderate, and I'm going to show you really advanced. You should do what's right for you, and listen to the parameters of what we want to see to guide what you should be doing. So, let's start on our left leg. I'm going to have you guys stand on your left leg. With your right foot, just want you on the ball of the foot. Okay, so the heel's off the floor. I got like 90% of my weight here, 10% here. With a long, exaggerated, tall chest and a straight left knee, we're gonna bend over, okay? Flat back, and we're gonna stand up. Like the diagonal stretch, we're gonna do 10 reps up and down, and we're gonna add a 10-second pause on the last rep. Okay, note how my back is flat, because I'm hinging at my hip, and you're just going to stop at any point you need to keep the back flat. So if you get to like 45 degrees, and then you start to round, that's your stopping point, because that's your hip mobility, okay? Now, if you want to, put your hands over your head, get less weight on your assisting foot, which should be your right foot, and put more weight on your left foot as you hip hinge. You can also think about keeping a straighter left knee. Let's hold the next rep. Okay? If I bend this knee, it'll be easier. If it's super straight, there'll be much more force going through my hip and my knee. We're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Other side right away. What I always tell people is we never want to feel anything violent behind the knee. So if you're feeling it heavy behind your knee, just bend your knee as much as you need to feel that force dissipate. Other side. I'm going to start easy with you guys, which is 10%, 90%. It could be 50-50. I'm going to reach the hip backwards as I flatten the back. Pulling my chest up. My head is long. My forehead is reaching far in front of me. Just like so. And you choose how much you want that knee to be straight or bent. And you got to use a little bit of judgment there, right? Let's do 3 more. I'm going to add the hands overhead. Long chest. For the last 2, I'm going to really straighten my knee now. Knee does not bend at all. Flat back, chest long. Hold, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. Keep softly reaching backwards through your hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. That's 1 set. We'll be doing a second later. Grabbing your stick again. We're going to work on the backwards range of motion of our shoulder joint now, which we call shoulder extension. Grab your stick behind your body with your hands facing forwards, like you're going to do a bicep curl. And let's go like 5, 6, 7, 8 inches out per side. And you might need to even go to the end of your object, okay? I'm going to show you guys from the front first. I want you to softly try and pull that stick until it's in line with your shoulder. Okay? Just like so. And I don't want this to be intrusive or aggressive, so use your brain. If it's too intense, go wider. You might only be able to get about there as well. Some people are very, very lacking in their shoulder extension. So just softly pull to whatever you can. If it's just a couple degrees, that's fine. If you can get to your shoulder, good. If you can go past your shoulder, your hands are too wide, it's too easy. In that case, you're going to narrow your width to find a good stretch. Awesome. We're going to keep that one easy today. On our second set, we'll add a little pause. We're going to go back to our one-legged good morning. If you want to, you can take your assisting foot off the floor to create a bigger stretch. I'll show you what that looks like shortly. So, on our left leg, 10%, 90%, you pick what you want it to be. Let's get 10 reps, hinging at the hips, a nice flat back. And we're going to add that 10-second pause. So if you're like, Will, I'm super duper flexible, I'm very confident with what we're doing, start to wean this foot off, where maybe you just have your big toe assisting. Okay? And then maybe you take off the foot, you're going to balance on one leg, you're going to keep it where it is, because it's not a Romanian deadlift, it's a good morning. It's not going to swing backwards. And you're going to hinge as much as you can. Let's get 2 more. Hold 10 seconds, whatever variation is right for you. 8, 7, 6, long chest, flat back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Other side. If you just did that foot up version with me, hamstrings are getting smoked. I'll show you guys from this side again. Leg 2, let's start to hinge. If you ever wanted to do it, you could add a 2 or 3 second pause on every single rep, and that would be quite a strong stimulus. For today, we're just going up and down, nice and smooth. Pick how straight or bent you want your working knee to be. I'm going to do 3 more, no foot. And what you guys will see is I can't hinge quite as much anymore. I'm still going to keep my back flat, I'm going to be honest. But I'm going to limit my hinging by where I can go with my hip mobility. 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nicely done. Awesome. Hope the legs are feeling great, guys. Let's do a second set of our shoulder extension. And let's do 8 reps with like a 5 to 8 second pause in the last rep. Stick behind the body. Find a comfortable grip. Not too easy, but definitely not too challenging. Same cues as the flexion. Butt is tight, belly is tight, and rib cage is firm. I'm going to smoothly pull. It's not twitchy or rushed. Tell them about shoulder height. If it's easy, grip in. If it's hard, grip out. And look how my posture doesn't really change. I'm not hunching over with my chest. I'm nice and tall. I'm just using my shoulder flexibility to make this movement happen. Let's add a pause and hold for 8, 7. Bring your knuckles up to the ceiling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Gently relax. Awesome job, guys. Put your stick away. We're done with that guy. We're about to finish off our session. We're gonna do 2 sets of a squat for some more hip, ankle, knee mobility, and then we're gonna do a little bit of a thoracic cat cow for some upper back. Cool? So, I want you to join me now into a squat, okay? We're down here, comfortable position. Your toes can be facing outwards a little bit, okay? There's no real right or wrong. They don't need to be rigidly straight. I want you guys, if you can, to grab your toes, okay? You're gonna bring your elbows inside your legs, and you're gonna use that leverage on your toes to pull that chest up really high, okay? If you're like, whoa, Will, that's aggressive, you're just hanging on. And if you find that your heels are elevated right here, you're not very comfortable, pause the video, go grab some textbooks, put your heels elevated on something, and over time, you'll be able to get a little bit deeper. Back in, I'm gonna grab my toes, I'm gonna pull my chest up nice and tall, and we're gonna hold this active stretch for our spine and for our hips for another 15-20 seconds. Gently reaching chest up. I want you to think about sitting your bum down to the floor at the same time. Chest reaches up, bum reaches down. 3, 2, 1, nice. And that can be whatever you make of it. That can be super intense, but today we're just thinking like nice, easy stretch. Okay, second movement, thoracic cat cow. Get set up into a normal cat cow position. So your hands about, whatever, 2 feet away from your knees. You're gonna sit backwards on your bum so that your heels are as close to your bum as you can. And then from there, I want your wrists just a couple inches away from your knees, but your bum is still close to your heels. It hasn't shifted. With me, you're gonna try and round the upper back. And unlike a normal cat cow, you should feel a definite bias in your upper back. And then keeping your elbows strong, keeping your elbows straight, and keeping your bum down. You're gonna try and pull that chest up to the ceiling, and it's gonna feel glorious. Adjust your hands if you need to. The elbows are straight. Let's reverse. Round the upper back. Hold. What does it feel like? Other side, other way, I should say. Arching upper back. Oh, I love it. Thoracic cat cow. Good. Just 2 reps. Step back into your squat, enter your squat however you like to. We're going to do a 60-second hold here again. Grab on your toes if you can. Elbows on the inside of your legs. And now 60 seconds is on. Ankles might burn a bit. Some tension up at the chest. Some intention pulling your bum down. You choose how much you need to do. You choose what's right. And breathe. Pulling, bum down, chest up. Regress to just holding a regular squat if you need to. We've still got 30 seconds. Holy cow. Big chest, breathing. You guys sweating? I'm working here. Ankles, hello. We got 15 seconds. Keep it coming. Rest if you need to, but if you can, you're gonna hang tight with me for 10 more seconds. Big chest, bum down. 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, woo. Come on out. Nice. Give the ankles a little bit of a break if you need to before our last thoracic cat cow. Again, I'm gonna sit in my bum. Gonna bring my hands just an inch or 2 or 3 away from my knees. I like to round my spine first. I don't know why, it just always feels good. Bum stays close to my heels, elbows stay locked and rigid as I then arch and look high. Give it a nice pause there. And reverse one more time. Round the upper back. And look up. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Sweet, guys. We're gonna call it there for today. About 35 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope the shoulders and hips feel a little bit better. And I hope to see you next time in our next human movement class.